Hey soulmate, you are highly welcome. In this video, I'll be sharing with you an easier and accurate way to draft a basic sleeve, the short basic sleeve and the long sleeve. And these are the measurements you'll be needing for drafting a basic sleeve pattern. So if this is something you're interested in, if this is something you want to learn, do well and keep watching and do not touch the dial. Firstly, we're going to draft the short sleeve. So I'm going to go ahead and rule a straight line that is going to represent my starting line. The reason why I am doing this is because, as you can see, the edges of my pattern paper is not straight and I need a straight line, a straight edge to start this drafting with. So this is my starting line. Next, I'm going to come down by 5 inches. So you can come down by 4 inches or 4.5 inches, but 5 inches is a constant cap height, measurement. If you want to be certain, use the formula displayed on your screen right now to get your cap height measurement. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this 5 inches across like so, as you're seeing me doing it. So then I'm going to take my rule and I'm going to mark rule a straight line across like so. Next, you determine the length you want for your short sleeve. So for me, I want my short sleeve to be 8 inches long. So I'm going to add 1 inch for hemming allowance. So making it 9 inches, I'm going to mark out. So if you are drafting a long sleeve, you add 1 inch for hemming allowance. If you are drafting a sleeve that is at your elbow length, you also add 1 inch for hemming allowance. That's just it. So I've gone ahead to rule a straight line, and I'm just going to indicate short sleeve so you don't get confused. Next, I'll measure the round armhole of the outfit I intend on sewing in or attaching the sleeve to get my armhole circumference. You can do this on your drafted pattern for your basic bodies, but I prefer measuring on the already sewed together outfit because it's safer. So you just go ahead and measure round like so. From this point you have joined at the shoulder, you measure round like so. You can see the way I am measuring to make sure I get an accurate number, an accurate figure. So I measured round and I got 21.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and divide this 21.5 that I got for the armhole circumference by 2. You divide it by 2. So after dividing by 2, I got 10.75. So I'll go ahead and place my tape like this on my starting line. Please watch and listen closely. So I will make sure the 10.75 lies on the cap height line, like so. Then I'll go ahead and mark that out. Then I'll add half an inch for sewing allowance. So next, you find the midpoint between your starting line and your cap height line. So you just go ahead, place your tape like so and fold it like so to get the midpoint. Then you're going to connect your cap height line to your starting line by drawing a curve. So if you have your curve rule, you can go ahead and use it to make the job more easier for you. But you can also use your free hand like me. And as you can see, I have drawn a nice curve. So I'm just going to make sure the curve is curving. If that would make any sense. So next, you measure your biceps. And for me, my bicep is 13 inches. So I'll go ahead and divide it by 2. So 13 divided by 2 gives 6.5 inches. which I'll go ahead and mark out here, and I'll add 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. So I'm going to connect this to the cap height like so. So you can see the short sleeve is ready. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. And when you open it, this is what you have. Next, we are drafting the long sleeve. So for the long sleeve, you need a pattern paper that is long enough to contain your long sleeve measurements, because obviously it's a long sleeve, so you need a long pattern paper, right? So you can see my pattern paper is ready and it's on fold. You can use just one part, but I want it to be on fold so that once I'm done drafting, you can get to see how it is when you open it up. So I'll just go ahead and rule my starting line as usual. So this is my starting line. So I'm just going to indicate it, starting line. So next, for the cap height, as you already know, come down by 5 inch, which is a constant cap height measurement. So if you want to calculate, if you want to be certain about your cap height, no problem. Just use the formula that was earlier displayed on the screen to get your cap height measurement if you want to be certain. But on the norms, 5 inches is okay for your cap height. Yes, it's a constant number. So I'll go ahead and mark out 5. So I'm just going to mark it out across like so. Then I'll go ahead and use my rule to rule a straight line. Next, you measure from your shoulder to your elbow to get your elbow length. So that is more of like if the sleeve is going to be around the elbow. And for me, my shoulder to my elbow is 13 inches long, which I have gone ahead to mark out. So you go ahead and measure yours as well and mark out the measurement. So I'll go ahead and rule a straight line. So this line is my elbow length. So I was thinking if I should include the short sleeve. So I just decided to mark the short sleeve length as well. So which is the 9 inches. So this is the short sleeve line. So I'm just going to go ahead and write what each line represents so we don't get confused. So this is the short sleeve length. This is the elbow length. So I mistakenly wrote ankle length instead of elbow length. Please pardon my mistake. Then next I'm going to measure out the length I want for the long sleeve, which is going to be, the long sleeve stops at your wrist. So you're going to measure from your shoulder to your wrist. So for me, my shoulder to my wrist is 21 inches, which I have gone ahead to mark out. Next, you go ahead and measure around your wrist like so to get your wrist circumference. And for me, I have 7 inches, so I'll divide that by 2 to give me 3.5 inches, which I've marked out. Then I'll add 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. For my round elbow, I have 11 inches divided by 2 gives 5.5, which I've marked out, and I'll add 1.5 inches sewing allowance. Then for the sleeve length, you measure around your bicep. You also, divide by 2 and add your 1.5 inch sewing allowance. Then for the cap height, you go ahead and, do the same process we did earlier on. Always make sure to measure twice so that you are certain that you have an accurate number, you have an accurate figure for the round armhole on the already joined outfit. I hope you grab. So I'm just trying to, recap the process again for you guys. So you go ahead, you divide what you got for the armhole circumference by 2, and you place your tape like this. So I'll go ahead and mark the 10.75 here on the cap height line. and then I'll add half an inch for sewing allowance. So I'm just going to connect this, connect, and connect. Next is to draw our curve here. So the way we do it now. You find the midpoint, like so, and then you draw your curve. If you have your curve rule, like I earlier stated, go ahead and use your curve rule. If you do not, go ahead and use your free hand like me. So you can see our long sleeve is ready. The long sleeve pattern is ready. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. So if you do not understand any part you do not understand, don't hesitate to drop your question on the comment section, and I'll try my best to respond to you. I'll try my best to respond. If you enjoyed this video so far, do well to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. So when you open the long sleeve pattern, this is what you would have, and this is it. We're done drafting the long sleeve pattern. You can go ahead and place this on your fabric and cut out your long sleeve. This is the long sleeve and this is the short sleeve. You can see what we have. So see you on my next video. Love ya.